So I'm getting ready to leave Tanya's. My friend Dustin just sent me this video. He was like, who is this and how do I know? Why is he asking for you? I like lost my shit in the car, you guys. That's when you know that you like true friends, right? Anyway, it's been a long day. It's been like a really long day. I've got to go to the bank, deposit some money, and then at 12:35. And then I'm gonna listen to my audiobook. So this will not be as long of a vlog as yesterday because last night was almost an hour. But let's see. What do I have to say? Tanya just brought me this hat. Hollywood. This is Hollywood on the back. See? Can you see it? Hollywood. I have like literally been going all day today. And I don't really have anything exciting to report. But I ate healthy today. And then tonight, we went to Walmart, and I was totally hungry. Tanya's like, I have to go to Walmart, go with me. And I was like, okay. So I went to Walmart, and I bought some costumes, maybe for the dogs, too, for my videos. And I was like, I am so hungry, Tanya, and I got these apple pie Oreos. Have you guys seen these? And then I was like, I'm hungry for cheese. And I got that Laughing Cow cheese, of which I ate the entire, sat right here in the parking lot of Walmart. I ate the entire container of that Laughing Cow cheese, those round cheese things, except for one slice. And then I had this apple pie Oreos. I ate about 10 of them. You guys, okay, it's graham cracker cookie with apple pie, like, filling. Oh my god, they are so good. They're like hands down probably now my all-time favorite Oreo of life. So if you haven't tried the apple pie Oreos, which of course is on my diet, right? You gotta have them. And then I had an orange juice. And now I don't even have any water left. I mean, anything to drink. So anyway, I've had a good day though. Made videos, I read a while. I've been driving actually a lot, doing errands today, kind of purposely. So I could be in my car and listen to Dan Brown's Origin, because, so Dan Brown, you know, that wrote like Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons, he has a new book out. And I've been listening to it all day today. And I'm like literally like 4 hours into it, and I'm like, it still hasn't gotten to like the real mystery of what's going on yet. And I'm like, come on already, get to it, you know? But anyway. Major road construction, so I apologize. Look at this, all this road construction. It's ridiculous. But I don't know what else to say. Other than that, I took like a half an hour nap after I ate. I watched Scream 4. And then I took like a half an hour nap. And then I went to my meeting tonight. I had a great meeting. A great cup of coffee. Sometimes it's the small things in life. And a cup of coffee was fantastic. These roads are for shit. I am so sorry, you guys. And had a great cup of coffee. There's only 4 people at my meeting tonight, but it was a really good meeting. And then picked up Tanya, and Alex went out to dinner with his girlfriend tonight. They went to some new restaurant. Yeah, so I think that's about it for today. It's really all I did today, honestly. Tomorrow is going to be, well, I have some meetings I have to go to. Not 12-step meetings, but like business meetings. Like 2, I think, in the afternoon that I'm going to go to. This is ridiculous. don't even know if I'm supposed to be driving along here. Although they have it like all sectioned off for people to be driving. So, oh my Lord, have mercy. So anyway, and then tomorrow I'm gonna write. I'm gonna outline the book that I'm working on for my mom. Not for my mom, but the one that's like stories of like things I've learned about my from life from my mom. And then I'm going to work on a little bit, like I want to write a chapter of my fictional book. I now have a dump truck in front of me, a dump truck behind me, and I have a guy holding a stop sign and like 5 people running all around and a hole in the middle of the ground that is like forever, and then they're pulling up this huge metal thing. So if they find this camera and they're like, Peter died while sitting in construction, this metal thing is like taking out pylons and stuff. They have 1 person on it. It's like so dangerous. Anyway, how's your day been? Did you have a good day? It was so funny because on my like booktube video I talked yesterday, I did like a TBR, and I talked in there about like all the books I'm going to read for this week, and it was like 6 books, which I probably won't get to them, but most of the books that I'm reading are these books from this series by Phyllis Reynolds Naylor called Witch's Sister, and they're like 150 pages a book. So like if I actually sat down and really got some reading done this week like I did last week, I could finish the whole series in like one setting. You know what I mean? And I went to Half Price Books today and I was like, I want to find some more Halloween books. And I was like, Peter, just stop with the buying of the books. Just read what you have, get scared. If you get through them, all 50 Scholastic books you have and all 30 Goosebump books you have, then you can buy some more, but you don't need to buy any more right now. You can just read what you have and get scared, you know? So I was like, okay, that is what I'll do. All right, I'm pulling into the bank. So I'm gonna get off here while I'm going through here. I'll be right back. All right, I'm out of here. That whole deposit situation was a mess. Anyway, I wanna love you in all the way. So, are you guys having a wonderful October so far? Can you believe that it's October 4th already? Do you ever wonder like why the Oktoberfests are always so early? They're like the first or second like week, you know? I can tell you right now, I am definitely not going back that way through that construction traffic. That was madness. You guys want to see something so cool? Do you want to know what Indianapolis is so excited about right now? Here, I'll show you. As it comes up over the horizon over here. Do you see over there? Do you see what opens next week? Can't really see it because it's out of focus, but the new IKEA! We're getting IKEA here in Indianapolis. It opens right there. It's literally 10 minutes from where I live. It's humongous. I've never been to IKEA before. It's so big. And they've opened like hotels and restaurants. I mean, like all these, like 2 hotels and like all these restaurants went in around there, which I think is so crazy. Like, do people like really like come and stay overnight to go to IKEA and stuff like that? But anyway, I guess so. And then over here, I'll show you this too. I don't know, I have never heard of this before, these kind of things. They built this at the same time they built the IKEA thing. Is this huge golf thing. Do you see this? Top Golf, it's called. And I guess you go like in here and you like, you see there's like batting cages up there, not batting cages, but you know, and I guess you like hit your balls up. Isn't that crazy? Like this was nothing until like 3 months ago. They just built this. It goes all the way up, look at that. The crazy things that people think of. Isn't that so weird? So anyway, yeah. So that's what's coming to Indianapolis. Alex went to that Topgolf thing today with his girlfriend. They just wanted to go look at it, and they like went in there, and I guess it's open now or something. I don't know. I don't golf. I might learn to go to a place like that. Tanya golfs. She loves to golf. Sometimes I feel like I'm in a really deep, like, intellectual mood to, like, talk about stuff, and other times I don't feel like I have really anything to talk about at all. And tonight I honestly don't feel like I have anything to talk about at all. I kind of feel, like, mentally dumb, if that makes sense. Like, I just, like, feel like, you know? Like, I've been listening to this audiobook, this Dan Brown book. It's called Origin. Supposedly about this, like, artist, scientist. It's gonna, like, revolutionize and change the entire world because it's gonna change how we view world religions, but I'm not to that part yet. But all of Dan Brown's books are kind of like that a little bit, you know what I mean? They all kind of like challenge, and it's so funny because so many people are like, oh, I don't listen to his books because they challenge Catholicism, and I'm like, it's a fictional book. And then they're like, I know, but that stuff really exists. I'm like, but it's a fictional book. Like, I have spiritual beliefs, and they haven't challenged my enjoyment of reading a fictional book. But hey, I understand people's not, I mean, it's the same thing with banned books, I guess, you know? Anyway, I so want to show you the costume things I got from my channel, but I can't, because that's between me and Pee-Pee and Boo Radley. Tucker doesn't get a costume yet. They have so many costumes. I used to buy them costumes all the time. It was so cute. When Alex and I first started dating, Pee-Pee was 2. That first Halloween, Pee-Pee would have been 2, yeah. And, oh, he was so little. And he would, like, go around the bed like crazy. And, so there was this pet, like this dog store at Castleton Mall, which is by me. And we would like go into the mall just for like random shit. We would always go into that pet store. And I feel like between like September and Halloween, we went in there like 3 or 4 times, and it was super expensive, right? And Alex was like, Pee-Pee really wants this bee costume. It was like this really like elaborate, I'll have to like pull it out and put it on him for a, it was like this really well like made, nice pet costume, this like bumblebee. And Alex was like, Pee-Pee really wants that bumblebee costume. And I was like, okay, well maybe. It was like $40. I ended up going and getting a stupid costume, which he's worn like 3 times. And then we went in there like around Christmas time, and they had these faux fur coats for dogs. And Alex was like, oh, Pee-Pee really wants a faux fur coat. And I was like, no, he doesn't. And he was like, yeah, he does. And they were like $40 too. I ended up getting him his faux fur coat. I actually put him in it for a video with his sunglasses, because he does have aviator sunglasses, because he wants to be just like me, because I'm his dad and he loves me, so he wants to look just like me. So I got him aviator sunglasses, I think from that same store. But this fur coat, he literally can't move in it, and it's so funny, like, because Pee-Pee loves to be in clothes and costumes. He loves it. Like the other dogs, like they try to tear him and get out of him, so we don't put him in the costumes. Pee-Pee will like sleep in bed in his like onesie. He has like a onesie like pajamas. He loves it. He loves the costume so much, but the rest of them don't. They can't stand them. Boo and Tucker, they can't stand the costumes or the sweaters or the shirts or any of it. But this fur coat, Pee-Pee, like he would like walk and move like really like stunt. It was so funny because he couldn't move in it at all. It was so cute. But anyway, it's so funny because like if you like bring out his clothes, he knows what he's gonna do, and he like stretches his arms out real long, like he's ready to put them in there, because like we like slide him in over him. So whenever you put his clothes out, he always goes like this because he's like ready to put his shirt on. It's so cute. He's so smart. Pee-Pee is so smart. It's like when people kill me when they say that dogs don't have souls, or dogs don't have personalities, or animals don't have personalities. It's such bullshit, you know? Like, I know how my dogs are going to act at each moment, and I interact with them each differently as if they were each a different child. You know, like Boo Radley, like, he needs a lot of attention. Like, he's very much a baby. The vet early on told us that he was, like, developmentally disabled, and you can tell, like, he's very much like a 6-month-old puppy. He's very curious, and and he's kind of a loner, but recently he's been following Pee-Pee a lot. It's really cute. Like when they go outside, like he literally follows Pee-Pee everywhere Pee-Pee goes, and like if Pee-Pee goes to the bathroom, then Boo Radley goes to the bathroom right there. I mean, like, it's kind of hilarious. But Tucker's kind of been doing his own thing. Tucker and Pee-Pee typically play together, and like they sleep on the bed together, and Boo Radley sleeps near us and stuff, but Tucker is very gentle. Like he needs a lot of like sweet affection. He's very gentle. He's very like, fragile's not the word, but like you can't yell at Tucker. Like, you know, with like Boo Radley, you can go, boo, no, and he'll be like, he like knows he did something bad. But like Tucker, like he gets upset like if you like use a toned voice with him. Now Pee-Pee responds really well because Pee-Pee was trained. So like if Pee-Pee does something he knows he shouldn't do, and like I don't really ever like use like a dark tone with it, not a dark tone, but like a more like strict tone with the dogs, but Alex does. He'll be like Pee-Pee, no. And Pee-Pee like will like look at him, and then he'll come over and he like sits real like next to Alex, like he knows he did something bad. Like Pee-Pee knows when he's done something bad. And but they are such well like behaved dogs. They go to the bathroom in the house sometimes, but other than that, they're like really well behaved. And what's so interesting is that, you know, like Alex lived in a house on the Bloomington campus at IU with 4 other people when he got Pee-Pee, and so like there were always like people there, and you know there were always a lot of people there, parties and stuff. So Pee-Pee was raised around a lot of people, and he's very good with people, and he's very well behaved, and like he wouldn't like just jump on your lap if you didn't like dogs and whatever. Well, what's interesting, almost kind of like a pack mentality, is that when we got Boo and Tucker, Pee-Pee didn't like act like he couldn't, like he didn't want anything to do with them. Pee-Pee, like, you could tell he felt like he was the older brother. And maybe this is me assigning personality roles and all this kind of stuff, and people can say what they want to say, and I don't really care. But he does very much act like he's the oldest brother. And I'll even say to him, like, do you want to go get your babies? And he knows what that means. That means, like, let's go let Boo and Tucker out, because they sleep in a cage most of the time, a crate. They have, like, a huge crate in the basement. And I'm like, do you want to go get your babies? And he gets, like, real excited. And a lot of times when I come home, like having been gone for a couple hours, Pee-Pee will be downstairs. Like he sleeps on the step, sometimes next to their crate. But God forbid we ever try to put him in that crate with those two. He doesn't want to be in that crate, but it's kind of almost sad, like when we come back and they've been boarded for a little while, then like Pee-Pee wants to be with them more. It's really cute. And but Pee-Pee is definitely the alpha dog, and it goes Pee-Pee, Tucker, and then Boo Radley. Boo Radley's kind of his own thing. He's kind of, you know, he's his own guy. He's his own dude. He does his own thing. He's an independent person, he says. He tells me all the time, he says, Dad, I'm pretty independent, you know. I'm like, I know, Boo Radley. So anyway, he'll stay down in his crate for hours and just sleep by himself down there, or, you know, just play with something upstairs for hours. He's just the cutest thing. I just feel so blessed to have such really, I mean, listen, when you have had, when you've lived through having a horribly aggressive dog, you truly, truly realize, like, the blessing of having really affectionate, sweet animals. And, you know, the dog that I had before was, I think, you know, when I called the woman back, she was like, I was worried about this. I called her at like a year, and I said, you know, the dog that you sold me is like super, super aggressive. And she was like, well, I was really worried about this. You know, he's inbred. He was really meant to be a show dog. Okay, what had happened was, I was supposed to get a Jack Russell Terrier from this woman. Well, the dog that she was going to give me ended up being deaf, and she was like, to have a deaf dog is like almost impossible, because, and this is so ironic in retrospect, she's like, they can be very aggressive at times because they're scared, because they get startled easily. She says you really have to treat them like, you know, very small children for their entire lives, because they have no concept. It's totally different with human beings that are deaf, because animals don't really understand a lot of times what's going on, you know? So they get startled easily, they do very, very well in like one people homes with no other animals and things like that. Well, oh my God, I just like pulled past this exit, and there is like gridlock traffic, and I was just gonna go up to that next exit and turn around. my Lord, have mercy. So anyway, 1-lane traffic. How long does this go on for? Do you ever pull up and it's like this? Look. Seriously? Did you see this? It just goes on for miles and miles and miles and miles. But see, the next exit, I can get off and like go through the country and turn back around. So this person is trying to get cute and get in front of me. I'm sorry if that ain't happening. So anyway, so I had gone down there and seen the dog, and before I went down there to see the dog, she was like, I really wanted a Jack Russell because this guy that I had dated, not even for a very long time, he and I were in a car accident. We were hit by a drunk driver. The dog died instantly. It went through the windshield, and he had a Jack Russell Terrier. So it's kind of like a way of me to like pay amends, or I don't know. I just felt bad about the whole thing, even though, I mean, the accident wasn't my fault, but, so I'm so glad I went to the bathroom at Tanya's house. I had to go to the bathroom. I was like, oh, I'll go in like 10 minutes at a gas station. And then I was like, no, you better go now. You never know. So thank God I went then. But anyway, I mean, is there not construction constantly? Like, do we really need to develop the world any more than it's already developed? I mean, how many more cars do we need on the road? How many streets do we need? I hate roundabouts. People don't know how to drive on them anyway. You know, it's like, how many more lanes do we need? I mean, it's not making the world any faster. The construction is making it slower, and I feel like the construction never ends. And when it does, there's just construction somewhere else. So really, we're not getting anywhere faster if you think about it in the long run, because when this construction ends, there's just be construction somewhere else. They'll end this job and start somewhere else, and just slow us down there. So really, it's just, it is not progress. For where to get to this ever-ending world where, you know, 100 years from now, there's no people on the planet Earth, and there's just all of these amazing roadworks. It's just ridiculous to me. Just should go back to the days of having one road. I mean, what's wrong with 1-lane highways? So anyway, I was supposed to go down there and see the dog, and then I was going to pick it up, and she called me and she told me the dog was deaf, and she was like, but listen, my best friend shows Jack Russell Terriers, and she was like, her dog is having a litter of puppies, and I'll let you have the pick of the litter. And I said, your friend would do that? And she was like, oh yeah. She was like, I'll just let you have the pick of the litter. So I was getting this show dog, right? Well, I went down there at like, I picked up the dog at like 6 or 8 weeks. And I remember I walked into the living room, and there was like a fireplace around. And there were like all these like puppies like playing on the floor. And I go, well, which one is he? And she's like, oh, no, that's because I couldn't tell. And they were like brown and white. They didn't look like Jack Russell puppies to me. And she goes, that's not the litter. She goes, that's my litter of puppies. She goes, yours is over there by the fireplace. And I go, where? And I like looked over, and I saw this thing, and he was like this big, and it was like a statue. I just like looked right past him. I was like, where? She goes, right there. And I like looked over, and I was like, I mean, I swore I thought it was like, you know, like a statue of this perfect dog. And he went, arr! And oh my God, I lost my shit. I fell in love with him. Well, he was a devil dog from hell. And the thing is that I grew such an attachment to him, and I felt so responsible for his life that, you know, I went through 2 relationships with him. Both of my boyfriends asked me to get rid of him, and I wouldn't. And, you know, because I felt like such a debt to this dog. And he lived to be 11 years old. My ex went to the emergency room twice. My dad had to sew him up once. I have a gash in my hand to this day that if you could see it in the light, it looks like teeth marks. That dog I haven't had that dog in like 9 years. So, I mean, and that probably happened 3 years before that. So we're talking 12 years. I still have a scar in my hand from a dog that bit me. And this dog was so aggressive. Never had anybody over to my house. Never had my mom, friends, nothing. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible. I mean, I could tell you guys horror stories about this dog. Couldn't put food down for him. I had to like put food down quietly and then call his name, and he would come running. It was horrible. So the fact that I have these 3 dogs today that are so sweet is like such a blessing, you know? And I think that we sometimes find gratitude and blessings like in the strangest places. Like sometimes you have to go through hell to realize what gratitude really looks like, you know, what blessings really look like. And, you know, a lot of people message me and they'll say like, I'm going through this really dark time, I'm going through this really hard time, you know, and I'm like, you know, sometimes you have to be patient. You have to wait and see what the blessing is in it, because you don't know, you know, at the time. It's like when you're driving, and if you guys ever taken like a road trip, and in the distance, it's like clear, beautiful outside, right? And in the distance, you see like absolutely like black, dark clouds, like, and you can see the rain, and you're like, oh my God, it's gonna be like this horrible, horrible rainstorm. And as you get closer and closer, or it could even be like this road construction, you know, as you get closer and closer, you're like, oh my God, I should have turned off, I should have got off. Now I'm gonna be stuck in this construction forever, I'm gonna be stuck in this stump, you know, and you're white knuckling it through there, you know, you're like, I'm never gonna get out of this, it's never gonna end. And, you know, then on the other side, you get to the other side and it's like absolutely blue skies, it's like this, the road is going, the construction's done, and you realize like, well, that wasn't really that bad, what I went through, and if I went through that, I can go through 10 times worse, until you get to the next road construction or horrible storm, and then you're like, oh, here I am again, right? And so we have to remember the blessings that come from the really horrible times in our lives, you know? I don't know that if I had always just had sweet dogs that I would really appreciate them as much as I do, but to be able to have a dog that I can get in its face, like, and kiss on its, you know, face or its head, and not be terrified that my whole face is going to be torn apart. Because I can tell you, when I first went around Pee-Pee, this little black Chihuahua, I would pet him. Like, I was terrified to pet him because I thought he was going to just mangle my hand. And now that dog sleeps next to me every night, you know? So, like, it's such a blessing, and, you know, it's like blessings in disguise that we sometimes don't know at the time what we're going through is actually going to be the greatest lesson for us in life, or that we're going to learn such wonderful things from it. And, you know, that I try to live like that every day and kind of look at things and say, you know, like, okay, what's the lesson to be learned from this? So I think that's what I have to say for today. It's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow. And yeah, I think that's about it. So I'm going to get off here. I love you guys. Bye.